Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap last night's Stanley Cup playoff games, look ahead to tonight's Stanley Cup playoff games, as well as the one regular season game being played today. We'll go over the two NBA play-in tournament games for tonight. We'll go over the Major League Baseball from yesterday and look ahead to the games being played today. We'll go over tonight's WNBA slate. We'll go over the latest news and notes and my best bet of the day. All right, I'm going to start with the Stanley Cup playoffs. 3 games last night. They were all great. So, without further ado, here we go. Bruins over the Capitals 4-3 in overtime on a overtime winner by Brad Marchand. 39 seconds into overtime, as the Bruins tied the series up at 1 apiece. The number 3 started the game with 2 goals for the Capitals. Garnet Hathaway, the number 2 started the game with 36 saves on 39 shots. Tuukka Rask, and the number 1 started the game with the goal of Brad Marchand. First period was wild, a total of 4 goals. Jake DeBrusk, second of the postseason, puts Boston up 1-0, assisted by Nick Ritchie and Charlie Coyle. Then TJ Oshie ties it up on the power play about a minute and a half later, assisted by Alex Ovechkin and John Carlson. Patrice Bergeron puts Boston at 2-1 about 2 minutes and 50 seconds later. His first of the postseason, assisted by David Pastrnak, 2-1 Boston. Then Garrett Hathaway scores to tie it up at 2 apiece, assisted by Dmitry Orlov and Lars Eller. No scoring in the second period. How about that? Third period, Hathaway again is second of the postseason, assisted by Carl Hagelin and Dmitry Orlov. 3-2 Washington. Then Taylor Hall, his first of the postseason, ties it up at 3 apiece, assisted by Matt Grzelcyk and who assisted on that goal? Oh, Craig Smith. That ties it up at 3 apiece. Then 39 seconds into overtime, Brad Marchand scores the game-winning goal, assisted by Matt Grzelcyk and David Krejci to give Boston the 4-3 victory. Hurricanes over the Predators 5-2. Carolina goes up 1-0 in the series. The number 3 started the game with the goal, Nino Niederreiter. The number 2 started the game with 2 assists, Brett Peace. And the number 1 started the game with 2 goals, Jordan Staal. All right, first period, the Nashville Predators actually took a 1-0 lead on a goal by Philip Forsberg, assisted by Ryan Ellis and Ryan Johansson. And then a little over a minute later, Tate Vuteravainen ties it up at 1 apiece, assisted by Brett Pesky and let's see who assisted on this goal here. Oh, it was Stephen Lorentz. And then second period, Jordan Staal, his first of the postseason, puts Carolina up 2-1 and the assist was Pesky again. Then Eric Halla ties it up at 2 apiece, assisted by Matt Duchene and who's the other assist man? Oh, it was Alexander Carrier. And in the third period, Carolina took over 2:26 into the third. Nino Niederreiter, assisted by Vincent Trocheck and Martin Nesas, puts Carolina up 3-2. 8 minutes into the third period, Jordan Staal is second of the game, 4-2 Carolina. Then Andrei Svechnikov into the empty net, 5-2 Canes. That was your final. All right, the Avalanche over the Blues 4-1. As Colorado goes up 1-0 in the series. The number 3 started the game with a goal, Cale Makar. Number 2 started the game with 2 goals and an assist, Nathan McKinnon. And the number 1 started the game with a goal and 2 assists, Gabriel Landeskog. So my best bet went way off there. 15-15 into the game. Cale Makar on the power play, assisted by Mikko Rantanen. 1-0 Avs. Second period, Jordan Kyrou ties it at 1 apiece for the St. Louis Blues, assisted by Robert Thomas and Ivan Barbashev. Then the third period, the Avalanche took over, kind of like how Carolina took over in the third in the other game. Nathan McKinnon, assisted by Gabriel Landeskog and Mikko Rantanen, 30 seconds into the third. 2-1 Avs. And then it went off the rails a little bit. Gabriel Landeskog, assisted by Samuel Girard and Nathan McKinnon, 3-1 Avs. And then McKinnon into the empty net, assisted by Gabriel Landeskog, 4-1 Avs. Your final. All right, now I'll look ahead to the window for today. Regular season, 4 o'clock, Flames Canucks. Even though it's a regular season game, we'll still do a pick here. Meaningless regular season game. Calgary's minus 144. The Canucks are plus 122. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 134. Unders plus 110. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 180. Vancouver plus 1.5 is minus 220. Tough one. Let's go with the Canucks as a home dog. Why not? Plus 122. And now to the more fun and interesting games. 7:30 NBCSN, Islanders Penguins game 2. Penguins minus 136, Islanders plus 116, over under 5.5. Overs plus 122, unders minus 150. Islanders plus 1.5 is minus 255. Penguins minus 1.5 is plus 205. I'm going to go over 5.5 at plus 122. I'm going to say that the Penguins win and tie this one up at 1 apiece. I think that at least Sorokin plays a net again, but I think that this could be another 4-3 game. Maybe Pittsburgh wins it instead, so I'm going over 5.5 at plus 122. 8 o'clock, CNBC, the Lightning and the Panthers. The Lightning are minus 134. The Panthers are plus 114. Over under 6.5. Overs plus 112. Unders minus 138. Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 195. Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 240. Tough one. I'm going to go Lightning regulation plus 115. They go up 2-0. I don't feel good about it. Actually, you know what? I'm changing a pick on the fly on the podcast. I'm going to go with the Panthers, even it up at 1 apiece. Because I don't see the Panthers going down 0-2 and winning a game in Tampa with fans. So, this is going to be the game the Panthers win, plus 114. And 10 o'clock, NBCSN, the Wild and the Golden Knights. Vegas minus 164, the Wild plus 138, over under 5.5, overs plus 114, unders minus 140. Wild plus 1.5 is minus 205, Vegas minus 1.5 is plus 168. I think this is a bounce back spot for Vegas, so I'm going to go Vegas in regulation at minus 105 against the Minnesota Wild. Alrighty. All right, now we'll move on to Major League Baseball, as we will go over those games from yesterday, and we will look ahead to today's games. Some interesting results, to say the least. Giants over the Reds 6-3. San Francisco 25-16. Cincinnati 19-20. Logan Webb the win. Sonny Gray the loss, and getting the save for San Francisco, Tyler Rogers. Mets over the Braves 3-1. The Mets 19-16. Atlanta 19-22. Getting the win for New York, Sean Reed-Foley. The loss, Max Fried. Edwin Diaz gets the 6th save of the season. Yankees lose at the Rangers with Garrett Cole on the mound 5-2. Texas 19-24. Yankees 22-19. Jordan Lyles the win. Garrett Cole the loss, and Ian Kennedy gets his 11th save of the season. White Sox over the Twins 16-4. White Sox 25-15. Minnesota 13-26. Dallas Keuchel the win. Jay Happ the loss. Cubs over the Nationals 7-3. The Cubs 20-20. Washington 16-21. Adbert Alzolay the win. John Lester the loss. Angels over the Indians 7-4. The Angels 18-22. Cleveland 21-18. Tony Watson the win. Sam Hentges the loss. Rafael Iglesias gets the save. Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 3-1. Dodgers 23-18. Arizona 18-24. Walker Buehler to win. Madison Bumgarner to loss, and Kenley Jansen gets his 8th save of the season. Padres over the Rockies 7-0. The Padres 25-17. Colorado 15-27. Yu Darvish Twinnies 4-1 and John Gray to loss 4-4. Tigers over the Mariners 4-1. The Tigers 15-26. Seattle 21-21. Casey Mize to Winnies 3-3. Yusei Kikuchi to loss 1-3, and Michael Fulmer gets his third save of the season. All right, tonight's slate 6:40 have the Giants and the Reds. Anthony DeSclafani against his former team, and Luis Castillo on the other side. Name me a more overrated pitcher in all baseball than Luis Castillo. Cincinnati minus 116, the Giants minus 102, over under 8.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 205, Giants minus 1.5 is plus 172. I'm going with San Francisco minus 102. Anthony DeSclafani's been the better pitcher this year. And Castillo, he's so talented, but, he's never put it all together. Give me the Giants, minus 102. 7 o'clock, the Marlins and the Phillies. We don't know what's going for Miami, and Zach Wheeler's going for Philadelphia. No lines up yet for this game. But if the total is anything lower than 8, I'm going to take the over. The Rays and the Orioles, Matt Harvey and Luis Patino. Rays are minus 154. The Orioles are plus 130, over under 9. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 112. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 134. I'm going to go tough one. Over 9. Do I feel good about it? No. I don't like what I saw from Matt Harvey last time out, and I think that even the Orioles can put up a couple garbage time runs here. The Mets and the Braves at 7:20. We don't know who's going for the Mets, and Tucker Davidson's going for Atlanta. If the total is anything 8 or lower, I'm absolutely taking the over. 7:30 of the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, Eduardo Rodriguez and Hyunjin Ryu. The Blue Jays are minus 136. The Red Sox are plus 116, over under 9. Overs minus 120, unders minus 102. Red Sox plus 1.5 is minus 166. Blue Jays minus 1.5 is plus 138. Ryu's been fabulous as a Blue Jay. I'm going to go under 9 at a valuable number at minus 102. 7:30 as well, White Sox Twins. Lance Lynn and Michael Pineda. The White Sox are minus 118. The Twins are even money, over under 8.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 114. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 132. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 160. I'm going to go over 8.5 and minus 105. I think that the White Sox can hit off of Michael Pineda. I think that both teams' bullpens can be lit up a little bit, so I'm going over 8.5 and minus 105. Nationals, Cubs, Patrick Corbin and Zach Davies. Oh my God. Nats minus 112, Cubs minus 104. We don't have a total and the run line yet. But I'm going to go with the Cubs minus 104. They're playing really good baseball right now, and Patrick Corbin's been terrible this year. 7:45, the Pirates and the Cardinals. JT Brubaker and John Gant. The Cardinals are minus 134. The Pirates are plus 114. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 194. Cardinals minus 1.5 is plus 160. I'm going to go with the Pirates as a road dog here, plus 114. Brubaker's been really good this year. So I'm going to go plus 114 with the Pirates. Let's see what the first 5 is. Plus 110. So let's just go full game. Why not? 8 o'clock, you have the Yankees and the Rangers. Jameson Taillon and Mike Foltynewicz. The Yankees are minus 168. The Rangers are plus 142. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 102. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 122. Yankees lost back-to-back games. I'm going with the bounce-back spot here, and I think Tyon pitches well, so I'm going Yankees -1.5 and +102 against the Rangers. Brewers, Royals, Brendan Woodruff and Chris Bubick. The Brewers are -198. The Royals are +166. Over under 7.5. Overs even money. Others -102. Brewers -1.5 is -115. Royals +1.5 is -104. KC. All right, their losing streak is over. Just making sure they ended their long losing streak recently. First five's not up yet. But I'm going to go over 7.5 at even money for the play. I think one of the bullpens could get lit up and end up scoring some runs here. $9:30, you got the Indians and the Angels. Zach Plesac and Andrew Heaney. Angels -136, Indians +116, over under 8, -110 each way. Indians +1.5 is -184. Angels -1.5 is +152. The Angels get way too much respect in the market. I'm going to go with the Indians +116. Zach Plesac's better than Andrew Heaney, hands down. Next up, you have the Astros and the Athletics. Christian Javier and Sean Manaea. -108 each way. Over under 8.5. Overs -106. Unders -114. Astros -1.5 is +146. Oakland +1.5 is -176. So Houston is favored on the run line, but I'm taking Oakland. I think that Sean Manaea's got to get going. I think it's a good spot for him at home, so give me the A's -108 against the Astros. 10 o'clock, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Merrill Kelly and Julio Urias. We don't have lines up yet for this game, but if the total is anything less than 9, I am taking the over. Rockies, Padres, Austin Gomber and Blake Snell. The Padres are -245. The Rockies are 2-1. Over under 7. Overs -122. Unders even money. The run line is -110 each way with +1.5 and -1.5. Actually, no, it just changed on the fly. Padres -255. Rockies +205. Over under 7.5. Overs +102. Unders -124. Rockies +1.5 is -105. Padres -1.5 is -114. I'm going over 7.5 and +102. I like that number a lot. And last but not least, the Tigers and the Mariners. Spencer Turnbull and Justin Dunn. Mariners -124. Tigers +106. Over under 8. Overs -105. Unders -115. Tigers +1.5 is -196. Mariners -1.5 is +162. I'm going over 8 as my play for this game. Now I will preview and predict the NBA play-in games. So exciting for this to be going on. I projected the lines differently. Obviously, today's the Eastern Conference, tomorrow's the Western Conference. And TNT will air the games tonight. First up at 6:30, you got the Hornets at the Pacers. My projections for this game are Indiana 4.5 total, 226, and that is assuming that both Domantas Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon will be playing in this game. And FanDuel has this at Indiana 2.5 total, 227. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Pacers. No, Gordon Hayward is a big deal for Charlotte. Kind of screws things up for them. The winner of this game plays in another game on, I believe, Thursday against the winner of Washington-Boston. The loser goes home. And I'm going to say the team that survives and advances here is Indiana. So I'm going to lay the 2.5. I know it's at -114. So I might go up to 3, which isn't good. Because I like to bet on things I have a 2 or more point edge on. So we can go with the Pacers minus 2.5. And at 9 o'clock, you have the Celtics hosting the Wizards at TD Garden. I have Wizards by a half, total 229.5. And it is Boston 2.5, total 233.5. I'm going to go with the Wizards plus 2.5 and minus 114, and then plus 110 straight up. I also like the under 233.5 as well. But I do like betting on unders in postseason games, but I'm going to go with the Wizards plus 2.5 and plus 110 to win the game outright, as Washington will be your 17 going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And Boston will be playing playing the Pacers for the right to be the 8 seed. And Boston obviously doesn't have Jaylen Brown here. That's why I project Washington as a rare favorite in this spot. Alrighty. Now we'll do WNBA. We'll just go over the window for tonight. At 7 o'clock, you have the Liberty hosting the Lynx. Interesting game there. We don't have lines up for this game yet, but I think New York wins. They're playing great. Ionescu's healthy. If Ionescu's healthy, that's a playoff team. 8 o'clock ESPN 2, you have the Mercury and the Mystics. The Mystics vying for that first win of the season. I think they'll get it done. And 10 o'clock, you have the Aces and the Storm. Seattle's favored by 1.5. Each team's minus 110 on the money line, amazingly enough. Over under 168.5. Just to make it easier, I'm going to go with the Seattle Storm on the money line, minus 110, against the Aces at home, led by the great Brianna Stewart. All right, news and notes. One thing I want to talk about right off the bat, Marv Albert will be retiring at the end of the 2021 NBA playoffs. I don't know why I had 2001 in my head. So he plans to retire after the 2021 Eastern Conference Finals. What a legendary career for Marv Albert. He was the voice of the Knicks. He was the voice of the Rangers. And then he became the voice of the NBA. And as he was the voice of the NBA, he was still doing the Knicks and the Rangers, football, and a lot of other things. And then he just started slowly but surely, doing less and less. And then I remember when he stopped doing football a couple years ago. He just wanted to focus on basketball. And the irony with the Rangers thing is that his son took over for him as the radio voice of the Rangers. So the Albert family really has a really a big impact in Madison Square Garden, with Marv especially being the voice of both teams at one point. Rangers radio and Knicks TV. And he was doing Knicks radio too, actually, at one point as well. And obviously for the Knicks, Mike Breen took over, and who's now obviously the voice of the NBA as well. So just things come in full circle here. With Mike Breen taking over as like the lead voice of the NBA Finals and the voice of the Knicks. And Kenny also does Knicks games. He backs up Mike Breen. I think you'll be seeing a lot of Kenny Albert on Knicks playoff games on MSG. because Mike Breen's going to have ABC assignments, but during the week you'll see Breen on MSG for Knicks. But if the Knicks played, say, the Celtics or the Heat, you would be seeing a lot of Mike Breen on ESPN calling Knicks playoff games. But maybe if the Knicks advance to the second round, you'll be seeing a lot more Mike Breen on Knicks playoff games on national TV. But yeah, Marv Albert retiring after the Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully he'll get to call a couple Knicks playoff games on TNT. Because I know that would mean a lot to him in a year where after the Knicks were so bad for so long. They're back in the postseason. It'd be cool to see Marv Albert get a couple Knicks postseason games. And he's had some fabulous moments in his career. Had a great call when the Rangers won the 94 Stanley Cup. LeBron James buzzer beater 2009, even though they lost that series against Orlando. He has the infamous call, yes! And he says it a lot. And there's another line that he said when he infamously made a call for Michael Jordan. What a fabulous move, or something like that. What a fabulous move by Jordan. And Mike Breen, admits to being afraid, or not really being afraid, but not wanting to use a Marv Albert phrase because it's Marv Albert. And Breen obviously idolized Albert. And now, obviously, Breen's the guy. So, even Mike Breen doesn't like using Marv Albert's phrases because of the legend Albert is, and for good reason. Marv Albert, what a fabulous career. We lose two fantastic broadcasters in a less than a year span. First Doc Emmerich, and now Marv Albert. And obviously the voices of hockey and basketball for a long, long time in their respective sports. So, congratulations to Marv Albert on a fabulous career. Some other things. The Carolina Hurricanes last night had a full arena. They had 12,000 in there. It was great to see. Those fans really into that game. There was a big part of that game last night, that crowd. And it was just really, really neat to see a full crowd for a Stanley Cup playoff game for the first time in 2 years. The New Jersey Devils launched a NFT collectible as the Devils become the first team to sell NFT, starting a bid at $6,000 for a digital collectible with season tickets. So that is really neat. Some injuries. Mike Trout exits against Cleveland as he was limping around the bases. Kevin Pillar leaves the game against the Braves after taking a fastball to the face. That was scary. Giancarlo Stanton to the injured list with a quad strain. That was a big loss for the New York Yankees offensively. Chris Bryant leaves Schwarber candy as a president in left field in his first game back at Wrigley. And it did not go well for John Lester in his return to Wrigley like I thought it would. Garrett Cole sets a new Major League Baseball record as the Yankees ace notches his 59th strikeout since his last walk and sets a new Major League Baseball record. Former Arizona State guard Remy Martin will transfer to Kansas and will still go through the draft process. So if he doesn't get drafted, he'll go to Kansas, which would be a good addition for Bill Self's team. Luke Walton to stay as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings, as they will not fire him. That's interesting. And the Broncos make some history with a hire. Kelly Klein is believed to be the highest-ranking woman ever in an NFL scouting position in a new role at Denver. That is really, really cool. And I think it would be awesome to see more women get involved here in the National Football League in some capacity of jobs. All right. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. There's some hard calls here, but I'm going to go I might go with this another Stanley Cup playoffs again. You know what? I'm going to go with the over 5.5 for the Islanders Penguins is my best bet. The lack of experience for Tristan Jarry and Ilya Sorokin. Jarry wasn't particularly good in that first game. Sorokin was solid enough to win, but I think he has to be a little bit better. And there's a lot of pressure on the Penguins now to tie up this series, so I'm going to go over 5.5. I'm going to lay 2 units over 5.5 between the Penguins and the Islanders for my best bet of the day. All right, so there you have it for the show today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA, Major League Baseball, WNBA, looking ahead to tomorrow's games in each sport. The latest news and notes in the world of sports and pop culture. We'll preview tomorrow night's episode of The Masked Singer as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.